Chapter 5 focused on Mitchie's experience as he attempted to address the need of his students to understand and appreciate their Mexican culture in the face of the surrounding Americanized culture. One quote really stood out to me, and I would like you to discuss your reaction to the quote in light of Mitchie's experience and your experience at Shepherd. But to say I respected them, which I often did, was a somewhat empty phrase. To begin to have a true respect for my kids, I had to get to know them not only as individuals, but also as people in a particular context, children of Mexican immigrants living in a working-class neighborhood on the south side of Chicago within an increasingly,
that word,
larger society in the 1990s.
Let me see this.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's basically saying, like, he says he respects his students, but he really doesn't, because he doesn't really know them. Know them each as individuals, I think is what he's trying to say.
Well, and I think also he's saying that since it's such a different, like, culture and lifestyle than what he's used to, in order to really, like, even get to know them as individuals, he feels like he has to learn about the culture in general and as a whole.
Are you going to say you didn't hear the whole time?
No.
What I think that makes sense though, because like a lot of the stuff, like you have to know like your students' likes, dislikes, and like it makes sense to know them on like a one-to-one basis.
Right.
But also like their culture, like culturally too, like stuff that they do, like traditions their family do, like introduce them in the classroom too, because it's stuff that they're always around, like stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially in a school like Shepherd, like most of the kids in our classroom have the same cultures and probably have a lot of the same beliefs and traditions. And like someone like us, we don't have those same traditions, or we don't celebrate those same things or in the same ways. So for us to even be able to relate to them and like bring their home life into the school, getting to know them and their culture is like completely necessary.
Yeah, like that Puerto Rican Day Parade thing they had like a couple weekends
Yeah,
ago. They were all talking about it. I had no idea. They're like, "Are you coming down for it?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I mean, it's just something that like their culture does, or they celebrate. It's big for them.
We made Puerto Rican Day flags, and then they walked around the room and said, "Puerto Rico."
Oh, really?
Puerto Rico. Like,
See, we didn't do anything to it, but they were just talking about it. That's how I knew about it.
I think like especially in this school, like I feel like it's kind of the same and kind of different. Like, I don't think there's so much like we're Puerto Rican and you're this and you're that like they are in the book. They're not really like I'm Mexican American, I'm Mexican, I'm like I think that's so hard to deal with, like kids saying they're Mexican American and then they don't even know what they really believe. In the book. Like they really don't know.
Well, maybe that goes with them being older too, like because they're so young now.
Right.
It's only maybe that has something to do with it.
Let's see.
I feel like in a school like this, not that it's easy to get to know the culture, but like I said, like for the majority is all the same culture and they're all coming from similar experiences. And, you know, it's not like half the school is Jewish and celebrating these holidays and these cultures and the other half isn't. So I feel like for us, it's been kind of easier to like see the way that their culture is and the little things that they do.
I think in my class, like I really don't know anything. Not anything. I don't know much about their culture. They don't ever really bring it up. It's not something in the younger grades that people, you know, that they really talk about. I know a lot about them, about things, their interests and stuff like that, but I really don't know much about like
because
the culture
they're still
aspect
young
of their
too,
life.
though, so
right. So they might not even understand. Whereas maybe your fourth graders do a lot more things that have to do with their culture. Living in a working class neighborhood. I think that's a lot different than here because I feel like everybody here is on welfare and basically doesn't work. And, you know, whereas, like, we call a parent and they're here in, like, a whole minute because they live right in the neighborhood and they're not working.
Yeah. But in other situations, it's not always like that.
It's not always like that. In the south side of Chicago, within an increasing, I don't even know what the word is, larger society. It's definitely different if you're coming from a city or, like, suburbs and stuff like that.
Because even like, I mean, I live in the suburbs, and like for the suburbs, my school is diverse. Like, you know, we had all different ethnicities and everything, but it's so different than, I mean, and obviously I remember more high school than elementary school, but like a diverse school where I grew up is nothing like coming to this school where it's like,
Yeah, I think it's also
really
different.
diverse.
Like they're so diverse here, and then like there's like when I went to school, like I don't even think I graduated with one black kid.
My
I think I
class
had
was-
like 4 Asians, and
I
that
didn't
was
even
like
have an
it.
Asian in my class.
Yeah.
Mine
For
was
real?
an Italian American grade school. You had to be Italian to go. If not, you paid
Really?
extra. Yeah.
nuh-uh.
Yeah, it was Italian American. Everyone was Italian. Like
That's crazy.
I only graduated
crazy.
with 21 people in my class
What?
from my elementary school. Yeah,
What,
there's
what'd you
21. There was
graduate with
8
from high
boys.
school?
High school was like 200,
I was 270.
2 something.
I graduated with like 700 kids.
Oh my god. What about from elementary school?
I don't remember.
There was literally
I think
8
I had
boys.
60. There was 2 classes.
8 boys and 13 girls in my class, graduating from 8th grade.
That's
And it was like the
crazy.
same group of people. Like it started off with more, and then like towards the end got like less, and that's how we ended up with 21. But like that was it, and that was like my group of friends. Like we did the Italian festivals. Like it was everything was
Yeah.
like Italian. That's,
Yeah. That's
So-
so crazy. But yeah, like that would be, I mean, the same thing here. It's just that like everything's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And I mean, what else you don't really hear of any other culture really? Maybe Mexican, you know, but
Yeah.
Puerto Rican is really the only thing. Spanish, they do go by Spanish. I guess
Yeah.
is more dominant, but
And I guess it's just important for us as teachers, if we are put into this setting, we just really have to make an effort to ask the
I
kids
think
about it
it's-
and try to learn about it ourselves so that we are better able to incorporate it into the classroom. And like for us, the young kids, teach them about their culture
Yeah.
and teach them about Puerto Rico. Even though we're not from that culture and we might not know everything, I think it's important for us to learn that so that we can make it a part of their lives at home and in school.
I think it's so like beneficial for us to be here, like starting out here, because you never know where you're gonna get placed. You know, to have, I hate to say it, but like the lowest of the low, you know, kids. Like if you get thrown into, if you're doing it and working in a suburban school and you get thrown into a school like this, you're gonna lose your mind. You're
Yeah.
gonna have no idea what you're doing. But I think if you start here,
Then it's
I
only
mean,
gonna get
you're
better,
only gonna
yeah.
get better. You're only gonna learn more and more things from being in a school like this. Anything else?
That's it.
Peace out.